Hey, welcome to my Python tutorial series. This is video number 2. In this video, we're going to learn about strings. So let's jump right into the lesson. Okay, so I've got my IDE open, and all right, let's get to it. So strings. So let's first create a variable and assign a string value to it. Okay, so let's call it my string, and basically assign a string value to it. And string, as you can see, I started it with a double quote and I'm actually closing it with another double quote. And you can also use a single quote if you want, and then you can say this is my string, right? Single quote also works, right? And then, but sometimes if you have a single quote within your string, within the value, then it's a little bit tricky. Let's see how we can deal with that. But before we get there, let's just print the string. Actually, we just created a variable and we assigned a string value to it. Let's just print it. So boom, so the string is printed. So now let's for fun, actually, let's add a single quote inside this value. So this is my string. I will say this is Bharath's string, right? Now you can see there is another single quote in within the string, within the string, right? So now if I try to run this program, it's going to error out because the IDE doesn't know where your string. No, it thinks actually a string closed here, but there is a follow-up string that's hanging. So how do you deal with that? So the simplest way to deal with it is by using a double quote outside. So you can also use a double quote instead of a single quote, and now everything inside is one string value. So let's try to run this, right? And uh, another way to work with strings is by, like, if you insist on using single quotes, you can also escape some special characters with a slash, like this. So see, this also works. So I'm going to go back to my double quotes. I like to use double quotes for my strings, to keep just to keep things simple. Okay, so the next thing is, okay, so now that we have a string and we are able to print it, now I want to access certain characters in this string. I want to access certain characters in the string, right? So the way we are going to do that is by using the index position. We're going to access characters of the string using their index position. What I mean by that is, let's say this is the string, okay, and we're gonna, like, let's say dun, dun, dun. So you can see that in the 0th index position we have T, in the first position we have H, and so on. So that's basic the index position of each of these characters, right? So if I want to, let's say, access the first character in the string, I could do this, right? Okay, see how it printed the first character, and yes, the index starts with position 0. So it starts with position 0, right? uh, and then 1 2 3 and so on. Okay, so now if I want to print, let's say, the characters from 0th position to, like, let's say 10th position, right? Then I could do, right, so 0 through 9, so that's 10 characters. So that's 1 2 3 4 and a space. It's 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? So I'm expecting that this will print till the character H. So let's see. Oh, so you can see that, so this last, so this number is not inclusive, right? So I can say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So it's only printing till here. So we want, so this position that you are specifying is not inclusive. So now if I want, like, wanted to print 10 characters, then it goes like that. Okay, so okay, so the next thing is, so what if I want to, I don't want to start from 0th position, like I want to get the characters from 5th position, 5th index position to, let's say, 15th. So let's see what the, what it prints, right? There you go. So that's how you access those characters. So what if I want to access the characters starting from 5th position till the end? Then you can do this, right? What if I want to, if I don't specify anything, then it's going to print the entire string, right? So what if I, let's say I want to reverse the string? So there's a way to do it. So you can do a -1 colon colon -1. So let's see. There you go. Now my string is reversed. So if you need to write a program to check if your word is a palindrome or not, then you can use this nice little trick. Like you have the original string and you can reverse the string like this, and all you have to do is check whether this equals this, and if yes, then you say my string is a palindrome. If not, if not, it's not a palindrome, right? So I'm not going to write the program for that now, because I haven't talked about if else statements in my tutorials yet. So maybe we can do that later. And yeah, subscribe to my channel so you will get notified about my videos, and you'll know. All right, so now okay, so let's get back to, so what if, let's say, I want to just count the number of characters in the string, right? Okay, so we can maybe say print length and my string. So that will count the number of characters in my string variable. So it's 24. So what if I want to print my string but only every other character, not every character, every other character? So let's say I want to print every other character. So instead of, so if I put a 1 here, so it's going to print the same string, and if I put a 2 here, then we're going to take strides and we'll only print T, I, space, S, and so on. There you go. Now, what else? So, okay, so now we know that we can access any character in the string using the index position, but can we change the value? Can we replace a character or a set of characters in the string using the index? Let's try it, right? So let's say if we just accessed the fifth character, or let's say sixth character, then okay, so this is the sixth character. I don't know what character it is, so let's try to print it, right? Say print that. So that's the character S. So if I want to, let's say, change that character to, I don't know, T, do you think this is possible? Let's run it and see. So this is not possible. So because a string is an immutable data structure actually. So a string is immutable. So you cannot modify anything in place, but you can do other things. So Python offers a bunch of built-in functions that you can use with your string variables, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. So let's actually see what kind of so if you want to get like the entire list of uh, let's say your yeah, if you want to see what functions are available to you, the inbuilt functions, you can see you can do a help and str, a string, then that shows all the methods that's available to you that you can uh, use to play with your strings actually. So there's count, there's is lower, is decimal, is digit. There's a bunch of functions available. So I'm going to actually show you a few functions that I mostly use. Okay, so let's actually first do something really simple. So I want to take my string and I want to change the case. I want to make it an uppercase string, right? So if I just printed my string, oops, so let me comment this out, stop, run. So now you can see that my string is now printed in uppercase, right? What if I want everything in lowercase? Then I can do lower, right? And we already saw this length function. Okay, now you see that this is all lowercase. Okay, now let's actually see another function called title. So you can see this one's actually like a function that basically converts the first character of each word into uppercase, like a title, right? So there you go. So that's called camel casing. It's called camel casing. And let's say I want to count the number of occurrences of a certain string or a character, then we could do your string variable dot count. So you can see the I occurs 3 times in my string. Is it correct? So there's 1, 2, and 3. So that's the count. So you can also use you don't have to just it also takes like more than one character. So if you put is, and then that occurs like twice. That's interesting. So there's it occurs once here and once there, so that's 2 times. And if you, let's say we put something that doesn't exist in the string, let's say ABC, that's 0. The answer is 0, right? Okay, so now the next one is find. So we're find function will return the starting position of the string that you specify here. Let's say I put is, right, and so you can see that 0 1 2. So I'm expecting this function will return the value 2 because that's where this string is starting, right? So this is the first occurrence, right? There you go. So it's going to give you 2. But what if I want it to start from 5th position? Then you can specify that here, right? So now I want the search. I want this function to search starting from 5th position. So let's try that. That's 5. So this is 1 0 1 2 3 4 5th. So 5th position. So it starts right there. So that's the find function. And there's also a replace. So it's like string variable dot replace. So let's say I want to replace this name with, let's say, Tom's. So Tom. Let's try that. So there you go. So this string has been now replaced with the string Tom. So that's the replace function, right? Yeah, so that's you know, that's how you work with strings actually. So okay, all right, I hope you enjoyed my lesson, and if you have any questions, post it in the comments. I'll try to answer them, and subscribe to my videos. All right, thank you.